It's officially Flipmas, and this year I'm flipping my way to Christmas. Starting December 1st, I'll be dropping 12 furniture flip makeovers every other day, all the way through Christmas Eve. We're talking curbside finds, Facebook Marketplace rescues, and a whole lot of paint magic. And if we're good enough, hopefully Santa will come leave us some supplies under the tree for us to use throughout the process. Each flip has its own story. Some are total disasters, and some are dream pieces. But every single one is getting saved from the landfill and turning into something worth showing off under the tree. If you love a good before and after, satisfying sanding shots, and that fresh paint reveal, this series is for you. So grab your cocoa, turn up the Christmas playlist, and follow along for the 12 days of Furniture Flipmas, because this holiday season, we're making old furniture merry and bright again. Welcome to Flipmas. Let's get to work. Welcome to the final day of our Flipmas series. This lucky girl right here is piece number 12, and she's a beautiful French Provincial with lots of curves, and better yet, I only paid $20 for her. So let's give it a little bit of holiday cheer and let's get to work. I am so happy to start refinishing this one because my plans for it changed about a million times. I originally was going to do like a faux Pottery Barn look with it, and then I was going to paint it like maybe a moody green color, but then I had someone interested in it, so the vision just kept changing. We went round and round with it and what to do because it is a little bit tricky. It's actually made of cheap particle board, and my client ultimately wants like a stained walnut color. So what do you do when you're stuck with particle board but want walnut? Well, you'll just have to wait and find out because I'm not revealing any secrets just yet. But this new color that we picked was a bit out of my comfort zone, but when I saw the final results, my jaw dropped. It's such a good color that I already have painted a piece of furniture for my own home in this exact shade. So let's see what we need to do to turn this pumpkin into a princess. You already know that I'm a sucker for some knob plates, so I'm going to gently pull them off and set them aside. The hardware pulls on the drawers are certainly beautiful, but we decided to add a different style, so they also need to go. And now we need to scuff sand the entire piece and pay close attention to the top. The top has a lot of bubbled up spots, and that's just because this piece is made of essentially cardboard, and when that gets wet and exposed, it swells up. I have high expectations for how flawless the top is, so we need to go over it until I know it's absolutely smooth. But here's the thing, if we just add water-based product over it, it's going to swell up and we'll be right back to where we started. So I'm giving it a quick spray with an oil-based sealant to cover up those exposed particle board sections. Once this dries, we'll be good in terms of applying our primer and paint. Now for the rest of the piece, we need to use our soft and squishy sanding pad. We don't want to tear into the curves and ruin it, so the squishy pad will hug gently around all those curves. And fun surprise, this random bottom drawer actually has a bunch of staples in it. My blind eyes thought they were just scratches at first and was so confused why my sander wasn't taking them out. Love that chaotic energy, but it's time to go for these staples. And lastly, let's wipe it all down because we want that nice clean surface for our primer to stick to. Hint, hint, we're going dark with our paint, so we need to pick a dark primer. And no better choice than the amazing Wise Owl Stain Blocking Primer in the color Dark Gray. Their primer is awesome for blocking bleed through and providing a smooth, uniform finish, which is perfect for covering up all the damage that we have. Okay. Now here is our big color reveal. And it is this rich brown called Havana Coffee by Behr Paint. I have never done a brown paint before, and I'm not sure I would have thought to do this. But you guys already know my clients are the coolest and have a way better sense of style and design than I ever could, so I trusted the process. I find that the Behr cabinet paint needs a little bit more water than other brands, so I take that into account as well. And as soon as this paint started flowing, I knew we struck gold. Once again, dark moody colors have this essence of mystery and luxury that just keeps drawing me in. This paint color is almost a direct match to my dark walnut stain that I am so shocked I never thought to try this one before. And to keep this queen looking fresh, we need to do a light sand between coats. With particle board and sanding, sometimes you can just get weird rough patches that need smoothed out. So I use a super high grit sanding sponge and give it a once over. I again am focusing a lot of attention making sure those imperfections on the top are a distant memory. And now she's ready for coat number 2. Nice and steady, nothing to worry about here, smooth sailing, and it fell off the rollers. My heart fell through my body when this happened, and I got so lucky that the front of my outfit didn't get covered in fresh paint. I won't lie to you, sometimes this type of event happens, and I also won't lie to you, it is traumatic every single time. One time it fell forward and snapped a drawer in half. One time the wind took one of these down and blew it all the way down the driveway. One time, actually, you know what, I think we can let a lot of these just stay in the past. Moral of the story, she's fine for today, no damage and no paint smudges, which is honestly just a miracle. While I was painting the dresser, I gave this door plate a little spritz with my brass spray paint and then sealed it with top coat. So she's all ready to go back on. These are so easy to attach. There's these small little pin nails that secure it in place. And keeping these details makes me so happy because it really makes it unique and one of a kind. It is so vintage and I love it. My clients seem to love it, and I will always try to keep these unique detail plates when a piece has them. If you watch Flipmas 7, where we refinish the matching nightstands, then you already know my beef with these drawers. They are like a mile thick and sorry not sorry, but I just don't have 5-inch screws to accommodate them. But I do have a thick skull and grit, so I got out my mega-sized drill bit, and listen, this is the hillbilly version of drilling a countersink hole, but it works, and that's what we care about. So I use this oversized drill bit to drill about a 1/2 inch into this drawer, and that's just enough to get the screw all the way through so my hardware can attach. Testing out my depth, and it looks like it fits all the way through. Knob reveal, you've seen these before because they are my go-to modern vintage poles, and my clients also keep falling in love with them when I show them as options. And that's it. Let's recap to where we started. A beautiful gem, unsure of her big future, to showstopper queen, full of luxury and warmth. I can't believe what a good idea choosing a walnut color paint to bring the same vibe as a walnut stain piece. And don't even get me started on how perfect the French Provincial curves are. These are one of my most requested styles because they're simply so cool. You don't see furniture like this much anymore, and people are tired of the boxy, sad furniture and want that effortless vintage vibe. Do you love this color as much as I do? I sure hope so, because I'm definitely going to be using this again. Now on to our numbers. This is another great hit because I only bought it for $20. I purchased the quart of paint for $35. Wise Owl gifted me the primer, and my knobs are only about $20. In total, I sold it for $600. Thank you for watching my Flipmas series. If you haven't seen the entire series yet, check it out on my channel's playlist, and I'll see you in the new year with a fresh new video.